Rebecca, this is your second marriage. Your first one lasted 2 years. Not a good relationship. He was very controlling. So far, you've been married 5 years. What's the problem?
I think mainly the main problem is that he's just not taking me seriously. We work together. I'm now on maternity leave. It's just it's causing problems because I'm not getting any support from him, and I just don't know where. I didn't want it to end up like the first marriage, but if I had my way, I would. But it's the children that I'm worried about, and obviously that's my main concern is the children. But I just, I live basically like a single mother, and he can't see there's anything wrong with that.
Right, you say that you've got a business together. Is it possible that the stress of the business is getting to him and that he's finding it hard to cope on his own without you? Or is it is it just the business side of things, or is it leaking into other areas of your relationship?
I think it's just generally. He doesn't want to be part of the family. He just doesn't want to go out and do things as a family. He's too focused. He is very focused on the business. But he's always been like that. You know, it seemed to work well previously, but since we've had children, it has put a massive strain on the relationship.
Right.
But to the extent that I feel now that we just don't have anything in common.
And do you talk to each other? Can you talk to each other about this?
We find it very difficult to communicate with each other, I think, is probably the easiest way of saying it.
Right, OK.
And he likes to argue in front of the children, and I don't like it.
I think you need to... I think what you need to establish for yourself is what's good about him. What do you love about him? Is there enough good things for you to remain in this marriage? You say you're concerned about kids, but there is nothing worse for children than seeing a marriage that is not working. It's not a healthy environment, and kids pick up on it. So I really think you need to sit down and really make a list, do the obvious, you know, what's good about it, what's not good about it, and communicate with each other. Ask him if he's willing to maybe go and see somebody, see a counsellor. Ask him if there's anything you can do. Could you get somebody in to help with the business while you're on maternity leave? And just try and encourage him to be more active within the family. But you definitely need to have this conversation.
And Rebecca, if I could add something to this, I don't know if my wife would agree with me or not, because she seldom does. But I would say the very fact that you two say that you work together, I would say with Ruth and I, that is the hardest part of our relationship.
It's very hard because you take it home, don't you? You take any problems that you're having at work, you end up taking them home as well.
I would say probably 90% of the time, if we were to argue, it's work-related as
Quite
opposed
often,
to anything personal. So, Rebecca, it may be worth realigning that, rethinking about that one, because it's tough working with somebody else in the family.
He also might be feeling with the children that he's been pushed out and he's not getting any attention.
Yeah, that happens a lot
Rebecca,
as well.
a lot for you to think about. Sue, we're out of time.
Okay.
Really appreciate your take on things there.